Hello folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a very snowy day here in Boston. Today we are doing a flight in the 737-800 in United colors from Boston over to Denver, and the date is the 17th of December 2020. At that day there was indeed a heavy snowstorm in Boston and a lot of flights were cancelled. This is one of the very few which actually took place. Although it went out a bit delayed, but we don't care about that too much. And yeah, anyway, I think it's a pretty cool setup, departing out of a snowy airport. And here at the FlyTampa scenery, we also have this very cool snowy scenery, which together works pretty well. We can see the skyline back there, which is very much covered by low visibility. And yeah, for those of you who are interested, we are not in the enhanced atmospherics mode, as snow with the new weather system does not work at all, so we are back to the old one. But still, we should be in for a pretty cool departure out of Boston. So I will do a few setups in the cockpit and then I will meet you guys there. Alright, here we are. So boarding is done. I've prepared most of the stuff. First of all, let's disconnect the jetway, then we will ask for pushback, and very likely we will be offered anti-ice today, de-icing, which we of course need definitely, and then we should be good to go. I can already mention takeoff calculations. I did not really do them since it's really hard to get some results with the EFB. I'm not sure what's causing this, but really whatever I put in, this weight is slightly below our actual weight, but this was like the highest it could use. Anyway, it's pretty weird, and so we will basically do a full power takeoff flap config 1 today. And okay, let's see when this jetway is done, which is now. So let's ask for pushback, and yes, de-icing. So today we will be in for some de-icing. In the meantime, we can set up for the departure. So we will be going out runway 33 left, and initial heading will be 330. That goes in here. Top altitude for the departure is 5,000 feet. By the way, the departure is the Highland 5 departure, and that pretty much takes us out to the north. So we can see here we climb runway heading, do a slight left-hand turn, and then from tech we will pretty much fly out north. Should be quite nice flying over the city, although I'm not sure how much we can see of it today. And then takeoff, so V2 would be 161. Let's go 171 and that should be fine. Alright, flight directors and LNAV, VNAV, like that. Cool. Alrighty. Now we're waiting for the anti-ice guy. I'm not sure how long it will take. There he is. Some aircraft departing right here. It's, over here it's pretty empty, but there's a lot of JetBlues over there. Right, yeah, so we will wait for anti-ice to complete. Alright, de-icing is completed and now the pushback truck is coming in. That's perfect, so we can continue on the before start checklist. Flight deck doors locked, fuel. We have 29,000 pounds on board today, which should be plenty. In fact, let's see, progress 8.2 on arrival, so that's okay. Passenger signs are on, windows are locked, MCP is set, we have done that, takeoff speeds are done, CDU is done, rudder and aileron trim, taxi and takeoff briefing pretty much, and anti-collision lights go on now. Yeah, taking off, runway 33 left, which means we will taxi down taxiway Charlie, which we will see in a second. Righty. Oh, boy, now I've hit something, that was unintentional. Okay, now here we go. Tail goes to the left. I've quickly restarted the GSX. And now we should be fine. So block time and parking brakes. And now we have to stand by with the engine start. There's Southwest taxiing out. Alrighty, and up here all the fuel pumps come on. APU is running. Beacons are on, which is good. Then those can come on, and those as well. And then after engine start, we of course need the anti-ices today. Okay, I think since we've done the de-icing, so why not go ahead with the actual engine start? I think that should be fine. Packs are off, so we can fire up number 2. Yeah, we have the old config in here, probably an old aircraft. And so we have to wait until around 25% N1. N2, sorry, of course. There we go.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how good the Parallel 42 immersion package is going to be in these conditions. It should do quite a bit of work. But let's see. Okay, engine number 2 is fired up. Let's start number 1. In the meantime, confirm the good engine start.
Unlocking gear.
Okay, in the meantime, trim should be 4.74. It's quite accurate, just trimming up a little bit. And yeah, then of course for taxiing on contaminated runway, we will keep the flaps up until we actually get to the runway. That's apparently how you do things in snowy conditions. And right, just waiting for the other engine to fire up. And in terms of taxiing, I think we will taxi down here and take a right-hand turn and then follow the taxiway. Cool. Engine number 1 is fired up, which means we can put on the generators. APU bleed goes off, packs come to auto, isolation with auto, auto impact goes on. And then the anti-ices, those go to continuous. This goes to RTO. Flaps will stay up as mentioned. And before taxi checklist, generators on, properties on, anti-ice is on, isolation is auto. Engine start switch is continuous, recall. Flight control, okay. Auto brake is RTO, engine start levers are set, flight control is ground equipment. Okay, just wondering about the flight control. Alright, I was just checking the failure page and there is indeed some failure. We do have to refill the hydraulic quantities. As I was not aware that failures are switched on when I started this flight, I'm quickly going to clear them out. It's of course a valid failure and I should have checked it before, however I did not. And but now they should come on and should be working hopefully. Okay, now here we go. That took quite a while. I actually needed to refill the hydraulic the hydraulic fluid. Alrighty, engines are running. APU can now come off. Taxi lights go on. And with that, we are looking pretty good. Anti-ices, of course, again. And yeah, then we are good to go. So let's see. I think should be the one this coming up the second on the right hand side. That should be ours. And yeah, pretty cool how the snow looks here on the windows. But we can't see too much of it on the wing. I was expecting a bit more snow effects there, to be honest. Okay, now this one should be ours. Yeah, going right on taxiway Charlie. Yeah, FPS are not too great. I think that's very much connected to the weather and the amount of clouds up there. But I really love how they colored in all the taxiways with the snow colors. It's pretty stunning work. And it looks super realistic. Okay, let's see if there's any traffic. No, it's free over there. Free over there. So let's put these strobes on for a second. And then we can cross the runway. Alright, strobes come back off. And now we are simply following down taxiway Charlie until we get to the runway. Pretty straightforward. Oh no, in fact, there's another runway coming up. Sorry, I totally forgot about this one. Yes, of course. So let's see. Just hope they are not landing on it. I can't see anything. Also over there looks quite alright. So same procedure, strobes. Alright, so here we are, or at least almost. I've put on the radar. Of course, we can see some sparks of weather up there. Not too much, to be honest, but I mean, it's pretty much just snow up there, so wouldn't make much of a difference anyway. And all right, so I believe AI traffic is currently not using the runway, so we should be good to go ahead. Now I will put out flaps 1. And put on all the lights. Those strobes go on, logo lights come on. And then let's have another check when we are lined up. Alright, here we are. So double checking the flap config if it was really 1. Yeah, flap 1. Roll tape will be 153. So before takeoff checklist, flaps are set at position 1. Stabilizer trim is also set. We've done this earlier. So before takeoff checklist is completed. Now I hope we won't run into any AI traffic, but for now it's looking good. So let's take the chance. And timer goes on, advancing the throttle to around 50%. Power is established, and toga. Cool, and off we go. Let's see how this works out. It's not that often that we do a snowy departure. There's some traffic on the radar, but I can't change it now. Okay, V1, rotate. Not the best rotation, but we are airborne, just coming up. And look at this, it's beautiful. Amazing stuff. Emirates A380 down there, cool. Alright, let's focus on the flying. left-hand turn should be coming up pretty soon. Now we're back to climb power. And there's the left-hand turn. And let's put the autopilot on. I think it's better in these conditions. And yeah, the city is already fading out below us. Let's see if we can see the city center somewhere. Maybe we're just over it right now. Okay, flaps back up. This goes off. Gear lever goes off. And let's continue climbing. Cruise level 340. Like this, and now the taxi lights and turn off lights. And also, ooh, now it's getting a bit shaky. Those can come off as well. Quite shaky now. Let's see how far these clouds continue. It continues to be quite bumpy, and also there's no really any kind of weather that we can avoid, and it's just looking bad in general. Maybe we can put the gain a little bit up, and then we can see a bit more. Yeah, but it makes no difference where we fly, we just have to get through it. Let's keep the heading aligned. Luckily there's no terrain around Boston. That would be even more challenging if we have to face terrain, since in these white-out effects we really lose navigation or orientation entirely, so yeah, at least terrain is not an issue. Okay, 10,000 feet. Landing lights come off. Wing anti-ice, why is it off? Should be on. Alright, so now it looks like we are finally through. Also the shaking stopped, the turbulences. Alrighty. Alright, and on that beautiful view, I will put you into music and view mode, and then I will meet you in around 3.5 hours, and then we will hopefully have a nice approach into Denver. Enjoy! So here we are descending into Denver, now 3 hours and 52 minutes into the flight. The cruise has been rather uneventful, although it was quite nice chasing the sunset across the US. And yeah, the sun did finally set, actually very just a few miles before the top of descent, so early evening time here at Denver right now. Yes, we are currently holding just below 11,000 feet, since we want to be at 10,000 feet at waypoint Jepper, which will be our initial approach fix for landing on runway 16 left. It will be an ILS approach. I have set the course and frequency already. And right now we are around 27 miles away. It will be quite a long final approach. There's a bit of AI traffic around. All of those guys, according to AI Companion, are landing on 17 left. So they shouldn't interfere with us too much. However, they use 16 left for departures, so we might get some traffic lining up for departure when we get there, but we can handle it when we see them, I believe. Yeah, right. Weather is okay-ish. There's just a cloud cover on top of us, but let's double check. It's definitely not as bad as we had it back in Boston. So winds 160 at 6, few clouds, 8,000 and 14,000, and very good visibility. Of course, it's cold, temperature 1 degree only. And yeah, that's that. You can see here, there's the Rocky Mountains coming up in the distance. Unfortunately, we can't see them today due to the not too great weather and also evening time. But you can see, in case we need to do a go around, then we will actually fly towards the Rocky Mountains and hold at waypoint graphs at 12,000 feet. So that's the plan, at least. Right, we are, yeah, given that Denver Airport is quite high, field elevation close to 5,500 feet, I've dialed it here in the landing elevation, and thus we are in fact only 5,000 feet above the ground, which is not too far off. And therefore let's put on the logo lights, those go to continuous, and then all the landing lights as well, and then when we are aligned for the runway we can put on the turn-off lights as well. Right, and then I'm quite sure we can capture the localizer quite early, and then a bit later on the glide slope as well. But yeah, it's still 25 miles to go, so quite a bit. I have set auto brakes 1 since it's anyway a pretty long runway. All the runways at Denver are crazily long. Also due to the airport elevation, I would assume, and the one we are landing on is one of the shorter ones, but it still has 12,000 feet in length. And yeah, we anyway want to go kind of very far down. So it will be a shorter taxi to the gates, and gates to the, today we will be at the Concourse B, so Concourse Bravo and Bravo 18 preferably, if that will be available. Right, so now we keep on descending, still 22 miles out, and yeah, I believe everything is looking good in here. And then it really just comes down to visibility maybe, and also traffic on the runway potentially. So now we are 14 miles out, and I'm gonna start setting some flaps, so flaps 1. And also we can now see the runway lights ahead, so we're looking pretty good. And yes, aircraft wants to slow down further, so I'm gonna help it out by setting flaps 2. And then maybe also flap 5 even. Yeah, I think that should work. And right, let's arm the localizer and then approach mode straight away, and this should capture the glide slope. There it is, perfect. So this will go to 12,000. Go around altitude, and now the turn-offs can come on as well. Cool, 10 miles out, looking good. Double checking the speed. Yeah, we can update 139 plus 5 makes 144 for the final approach speed. And I can already dial it in here. And we are a bit fast, so I'm gonna bring the gear down, and this will give us some additional drag.
2500.
And then we can also keep the flips coming. Yeah, like this. It's quite hard to slow the aircraft down today, not sure why. Okay, arm the speed brakes. And so, landing checklist, engine start, switches are continuous, speed brakes are armed, yeah, landing gear is down, and flaps, yeah, we keep them coming, and then we should be fine eventually. So, flaps 25, 30, and in the meantime, I can take the auto throttle already. And now it's getting a little bit shaky. And flaps full. Okay, I will take the aircraft, my aircraft, and so let's hope for a good one. Currently I can't see any traffic on the runway. There's apparently one guy taxiing out towards the runway, but it will take a few more seconds, so we should be fine. A bit slow now. It's quite bumpy out there. I always wonder why they are not reporting it on the NATARs. Would be kind of useful information.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue. We're a touch above the glide slope, but we should be fine.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Keep it descending. There we are. And idle reverse. Cool, so yeah, we've made it down. Not the best landing I ever did, but considering the bit of a shaky arrival, I think it was quite a good one. And now the next exit should be high speed one, so manual braking, idle forward. Yeah, looking good. We can take this one perfect. Cool. And on the first look, Denver Airport with the snow looks pretty stunning. Amazing. Cool. So a bit of a cleanup now. This goes off. And now in the taxi charts, I think we can take the first one to the right. Flight time 4 hours and 3 minutes. I think scheduled at 4 hours and 7, so a bit faster than that. Transponder, we can leave it on. I think it's quite common for US airports. And APU goes off. Taxi lights come on, and all the landing lights go off. Speed brakes are still up. A bit of a flickering, bit of a texture issue on there, but still looking really cool with this little bit of a snow cover. I like it. Cool. Those go to steady. Everything else. Flight directives come off. And traffic and weather. And traffic and terrain. And then if we have a transponder mode, I think they often use this one. Not too sure though. Okay, let's check out where we are. That's Golf and Delta November. Okay, so we need to go quite a bit further. And then for the parking, let's see if they have Bravo 18, since that was the gate of the real world flight. 18. United. Right, looking good. So our gate should be around there somewhere. Close to the tower actually. And Denver airport, of course, being huge. Yeah. So I think we can take this one. And then we should be pretty close, in fact. Alright, so I believe this would be GSX waiting for us. So APU is running, we can put it on. APU bleed goes on like that, and then also the turn-offs and taxi lights come off, although that was maybe a little bit early. And then it should be this one. I'm a little bit lost. Should be the third one. Okay, I was quite sure it's going to be this one. It's Charlie. Why is it Charlie? Oh boy, it's just occurred to me. I taxied the very wrong way. We are at Concourse Charlie, but there's a quick fix. We're just gonna park on the other side of Bravo, so let's go Bravo 21 United, and this should just be behind us. Wow, what's going on? It's I lately done another taxiing error. It was down in Milan when I took the wrong taxiway. That's really not too good. Sorry about that, guys. Now I hope there's no traffic running around here. I'm not too sure how it happened, but that was pretty weird now. Right, there's GSX. Now I'm quite sure. Luckily we didn't get stuck in any weird position. There was really a quick fix to the issue. Alright, now where's the 21 Bravo and Alpha? I never know which one to take. Let's go for the Alpha one. Okay, and there's apparently marshals sitting behind this building. Still, since we kind of want to use the jetway, maybe we should take the outside view. The 737 should be the second one, although it's super hard to read. This one. There we are. Cool. So, parking brake, APU is running, so those go off. Block time 4 hours 20 minutes. And then those go to off and seatbelts come off. And then we can go to FS Actions, ground services, set the wheel shocks, request the ground power, and we can release the parking brake. The hydraulic pumps can come off, probe heats come off, Window heats can stay on. And then it's the ground power, and APU goes off. This goes to open like that. And now hopefully the jetway works. It seems like it does. Beautiful. Alright, jetway is connected, and then we can also ask for deboarding. We could do it the other way around, but for some reason sometimes GSX does not activate the jetway properly. That's why I always like to connect it first. But on that note, welcome once again to Denver, guys. That was pretty cool arrival into snowy Denver, and especially cool departure out of very snowy Boston. And sorry for the taxiing mistake, not my first one apparently. And yes, here we are. Hope you've enjoyed. Take care and see you next time.